Hey folks, how we doing? It's Mr. Carter here. Ready to give you a quick lesson on how to get extra credit on a current event. Okay, so you wrote your current event, but now you want to push yourself and elevate the quality of your current event. You love extra credit. That's right. Well, how do I do that? Well, one, write your current event as you normally would. And step two, then add the extra credits pieces one section at a time. And I'm going to walk you through that. So first, I want to show you the rubric and refer to the extra credit portion of that. So I'm going to talk, which the extra credit is in this column here. So first thing I'm going to talk about is our lead paragraph. Well, in your first paragraph, the way to get extra credit is to just give us a preview or talk about what's coming up in the essay. And you can use the transition phrase, in this essay, I will be talking about. Well, let me show you what that looks like. In my other video, I did a current event, if you remember, on a soccer team from Thailand that was trapped in a cave for 2 weeks. So this is what I had written before. A miracle happened in July 2018. That's right, a miracle. A soccer team from Thailand was rescued after being trapped in a tunnel for about 2 weeks. I read the article, Youth Soccer Team and Coach Trapped in Thailand in a Thailand cave for 18 days safely rescued, from Dogo News by Kim Bussing. Well, here we go. This is your generic intro paragraph with your hook, with your source and your author, all here in that introduction paragraph. Well, here is the preview part I was talking about, and it's in red because this is, I just wanted to show you in red what the extra credit piece would be. Again, this is just a preview. So in this essay, I'm going to talk about how a soccer team got trapped in a cave and how they were rescued. I will also share my thoughts on this article. So again, pretty simple, just an intro and a preview of what's coming up in the essay. Moving on. So now I'm talking about that second paragraph, your fact paragraph. Well, to get extra credit in that paragraph, you need to use multiple sources and compare and contrasted information from those sources. So pretty much you just need to look up information from a second source and cite that. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. So here's what I originally wrote. And again, it's all from Dogo News. I'm not going to take the time to read it because I've already been there and done that. But I just want to show you how I added a second source. So this was all from Dogo News. As you can see here, like I quoted it. Now, here's a fact from a second source. So according to the BBC News website, bbc.com, the cave can flood up to 5 meters or 16 feet during a rainy season. And that should only be entered, and that a cave should be only entered from November and April. This tells me that going in a cave in June wasn't a good idea. So again, I went to the internet and I just did a search on soccer team trapped in a cave in Thailand, and then a bunch of other sites came up. I found one that I liked and pulled a fact from there. Right. So this one here is a whole paragraph dedicated to extra credit. Well, how do you do that? Well, in that paragraph, you make connections to something personal and or the world around you, and you might include a different style of writing, like a microstory or a narrative in the current event. Well, again, I'm going to show you how to do that. So here's a paragraph I came up with. Again, it's a separate paragraph altogether, and it says here, this news story reminds me of a similar one that happened when I was younger. It was a story about baby Jessica, who fell in a well. It was all over the news. She was 18 months old and was from Texas. I remember that it was a big deal to rescue this little girl, and just like the soccer team, she was able to make it out of the well alive. So again, I thought about this story about the soccer team in Thailand, and I'm like, that what does this remind me of? Does it remind me of anything? So it did. It did. It was about this story that I remember as a kid in the news. So again, this is a connection I made to a story that was similar. All right, so now we're on to that last paragraph of your current event. So again, to get extra credit, what you want to do is refer back to the beginning of the essay, which includes a recap of and the main idea of subtopics. Well, here we go. So again, this is what I had before. This was my last paragraph before. This article made me realize that you shouldn't take life for granted. These boys were lucky to escape this horrifying experience. I bet you these boys are appreciating life and enjoying the moment. Well, what I decided to do was before that, I added a recap of what I wrote about. So here we go. In this current event, I told you about a soccer team that was trapped in a cave in Thailand. I gave you some facts about this news story and shared a similar news story about baby Jessica. So, again, you just recapped what you did. And then I added this, this made me realize all that good stuff that a good ending already has. Okay. Oh, what's going on here? Okay, so yeah, so some other ways to get extra credit. And some of you are already doing this, writing more than 10 sentences. So that'll get you an extra credit point on your rubric. So again, the goal is to get to 10, but if you want to get more, the extra credit points, you do more than 10 sentences. And of course, checking over your grammar and your spelling. So to get an extra credit point, you want to have near perfect spelling and grammar. So you want to, use things that you already know about spelling and grammar, and maybe use the tools like grammar check and spell check, or maybe ask an adult at home to help you look it over, and to get that near perfect spelling and grammar. So again, that's another way to get extra credit points. All right. I gave you a lot of information. So I just want to have you take a look at what it looks like as a whole document. So here, my friends, is the whole current event. And what I have done here is in red, just put the extra credit pieces. So again, here you have your preview. So again, you just give your readers a preview of what's to come. In this essay, I'm going to talk about how a soccer team got trapped in a cave and how they were rescued. I will also share my thoughts on this article. Second source. So again, you want to use a second source. So I found another article about this soccer team that was trapped from the website bbc.com. A personal connection. So I wrote a whole other paragraph making a connection to this story. What did it remind me of? Maybe it was something that I heard about before, or maybe it reminds you of a time in your life when you saw something else that was similar. Again, just making that personal connection. And finally, giving us a recap. So in this current event, I told you about a soccer team that was trapped in a cave in Thailand, and I gave you some facts about this news story and shared a similar news story about baby Jessica. So again, it was just recapping and giving your readers just some sense of what your article was about. All right, friends. Well, this is maybe tough for some of you, but you know what? Who can do it? You can do it. And again, following these very simple steps, taking it one section at a time, I think will help you be successful. And maybe try just doing, if it's overwhelming, just try doing one extra credit point, and look at your rubric and say, okay, I can do this week, and try to just push yourself and get extra credit on this current event. All right, my friends, I hope this was helpful, and you take care.